Namaste, beautiful souls. Welcome to the sacred journey of Call Mantra. Embrace divine grace. Let the celestial vibrations uplift your spirit and guide you toward inner peace, abundance, and divine blessings. Open your heart, chant with devotion, and awaken the infinite grace within you.
Have you ever wondered what's really going on inside your head when ancient spiritual practices meet modern neuroscience? You hear all the time that things like chanting have these profound effects, right? But what does that actually look like? Well, today we're going to decode exactly that, using the incredible lab research of Dr. Sweta Aditya. Let's get right into the data.
So this is the central question. We're moving beyond just belief and into the hard facts. What is the measurable, observable thing that unfolds in your brain when you engage in a practice like the Lalitha Sahasranamam chant? Turns out, it's not some unknowable mystical event, it's a biological one. And the data? It's pretty amazing.
All right, first up, let's look at the immediate impact. The second the chanting starts, what does an EEG machine actually pick up? Think of this as a real-time journey through your brain's electrical storm, a map of your mind as it changes, second by second. One of the very first things that scientists see is this rapid shift into what's known as a theta wave state. Now, you can think of theta as that perfect sweet spot right between being awake and being asleep. It's a state of really deep relaxation and calm, yeah, but it's also where profound insights and this feeling of bliss can just bubble up. It's a brain state that people can spend years trying to achieve through meditation. But here's where it gets really interesting. It doesn't just stop at calm. As the practice goes on, another kind of wave shows up, gamma waves. Now, these are the fastest brainwaves we have. They're linked to super high-level information processing, intense focus, and what Dr. Aditya calls becoming a peak performer. So you're not just relaxed, you're actually hyper-focused and firing on all cylinders cognitively. And what's wild is that this whole process follows this incredibly predictable path. You start out in beta, that's just your normal day-to-day busy mind state. As you start chanting, you downshift into the more relaxed alpha state. Then you plunge into that deep, blissful theta. And from that place of total calm, you spike up into the high-frequency, peak performance state of gamma. It's a repeatable, measurable journey. But, and this is a huge but, here's the catch. This incredible brainwave shift, it's not automatic. You can't just mindlessly repeat the words and expect magic to happen. The research is crystal clear on this. How you chant is infinitely more important than how much you chant. And this right here is a question that Dr. Aditya gets all the time. People come up to her and say, look, I've been doing this for years and I don't feel any different. Nothing's happening. So if the brain science is so clear, what's going wrong? Well, the answer is all about the difference between just mindlessly repeating something and practicing with real intention. This really gets to the heart of it. There are two paths. On one side, you have mindless repetition, just saying the words, and that leads to, well, basically no significant change in the brain. But on the other side, you have intentional chanting, and that is the key that unlocks that powerful shift into theta and gamma waves. Listen to this. This quote from one of the experienced chanters in the study just illustrates the difference perfectly. She says, "I stop at a certain particular word, and then I start to meditate upon it. See, it's not about racing through the text. It's about stopping, focusing, and really meditating on the meaning of a single word. And through that deep focus, she describes this incredible cascade of change in her mind, her brain, and then her entire life." So what does this intentional practice actually look like? Well, the research points to 4 key ingredients. First, you have to understand the meaning behind the words. Second, you have to give it your complete, undivided attention. Third, yogic breathing is a vital part of the process. And finally, just like that interviewee said, it's about taking the time to truly meditate and reflect on the words themselves. Okay, so we've seen the immediate zap to your brainwaves, but what happens when you practice this way over and over again, consistently? Well, now we're talking about moving beyond a temporary change in your state and into a permanent change in your traits. We're talking about fundamentally rewiring your life. And the long-term benefits are frankly profound. This practice actually builds up your prefrontal cortex. That's like the CEO of your brain. It creates something called coherence between your heart and your brain. It helps you detach from that reactive, stress-driven part of your brain, the limbic system. And over time, this literally changes who you are, your personal qualities. The research even suggests it can enhance your ability to understand the bigger picture of the universe. Let's just zoom in on that idea of heart-brain coherence for a second. This is a real, measurable state where the rhythm of your heart and the waves in your brain literally synchronize. It's this powerful state of internal alignment. And what's really fascinating is that when people chant together in a group, this effect gets amplified. The whole group's energy literally syncs up, creating this incredible shared field of positive energy. So what does this all add up to? When you pull together the brainwaves, the importance of technique, and all these long-term changes, it all points to one final, massive, all-encompassing idea. It comes down to this one word. And Dr. Adeja has this really fun way of saying it, almost like a rapper. You ready? Psycho, neuro, physio, immuno, endocrinology. I know, it's a mouthful, but it represents a beautifully simple idea. Let's just break that down real quick. Psycho, that's your mind. Neuro, your brain and nervous system. Physio, your body's functions. Immuno, your immune system. And endocrinology, that's your hormones. It's the science that proves one single powerful point: your mind can literally direct every single system in your body. In short, your mind sets the tone for everything. And that really brings us to our final thought. The evidence we've just walked through shows that a single, focused, intentional thought, channeled through a chant, can measurably change the electrical activity of your brain. So if that's possible, it just begs a much, much bigger question, doesn't it? What else are our minds truly capable of?
Struggling with health, financial worries, wealth, relationships, or career? Don't let these challenges hold you back. Harness the ancient power of authentic Rudraksha, planetary remedies, and Vedic astrology to restore balance and attract success. But act fast. These sacred remedies are in limited stock. Visit calmmantra.com today to transform your life.
If this resonated with you, join our spiritual journey. Your support keeps us growing. We'd love to hear your thoughts. So like, comment, share with friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.